Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am at your service with a very interesting video. If you want to hear the most complicated case of an American murderer, stay with me until the end of this video. In the late 60s and early 70s, a serial killer called the Zodiac Killer sounded the death knell in California. At the 23rd hour of December 1968, 17-year-old David Ward and 16-year-old Betty Jensen were shot dead near the city of Wally, California, while they were inside the car. When the police arrived at the scene, Betty died, and her body was discovered on the ground 30 meters away from the car. But unlike her, David was still alive and breathing, but he also died due to varitia. He died on the way to the hospital. No one would have guessed that this would be the beginning of a serial killer's nightmare, but the next Zodiac crime happened at midnight on July 4th, 1969, near Bloor Springs Valley Park. This park was only a few minutes away from the place of the previous murder. First, with a flashlight to a parked car nearby, and with a gun, he wounded 22-year-old Darlene and middle-aged Michael. When the police arrived at the scene, both of them were alive. Michael remembered the assailant's face and identified him as a young white man, approximately 26 to 30 years old, 70-80 kilos or more, light brown in color, and 170 centimeters tall. In less than an hour, someone called the police, and the police assumed that the killer was most likely behind the line. Also, the person behind the line claimed that the first murder near Herman Lake was also his work. On August 1st, 1969, three different newspapers received a letter with the same handwriting and identified the sender of the letter as the murderer of these two crimes. These newspapers were called San Francisco Valle de Rodrigo Examiner. Also, these letters were stamped in the form of an assembly, in the form of a plus on a circle, which later entered history as the symbol of the Zodiac. In addition, there were three different encrypted texts in all three names and the Zodiac. He wanted every side to be published in the newspapers, and otherwise he will kill more people. The police was at a terrible crossroads. A strange figure that seems to have been influenced by this serial killer fulfilled his wishes and published all three texts in the newspapers. According to Zodiac's claim, if someone succeeds in deciphering these symbols, his identity will be revealed. On August 4th, the police sent a letter with the title of Zodiac Speaks was received. For the first time, the killer had introduced himself in this letter by the name of Zodiac. On August 18th, 1969, all three texts sent to the newspapers were deciphered by a young couple, both of whom were teachers, and managed to do this much faster than the police experts, and gave the encrypted sentences in these letters. I like killing people because it is very fun, even more fun than killing wild animals in the forest, because humans are the most dangerous animals that can be planted. These killings are my most exciting experience, and the pleasure is indescribable. The best part of the story is that even after death in heaven will be reborn, and the people who will kill my slaves, I will not tell you my name, go away and stop collecting slaves for heaven 1 month after the last letter, that is, September 27th, 1969. Another young boy and girl named Cecilia Shepard, 22 years old, and Brian Hartnell, 22 years old, have been targeted by the Zodiac attack. This is how the incident began. He pulled it on his face like an executioner's hat, and he had a Zodiac symbol on the chest of his clothes. He had a gun in one hand and a long dagger and a rope in his hand. At first, he threatened them with a gun. When Bryn did this, Zodiac tied him up and stabbed them dozens of times in the back while they lay defenseless on the ground. Cecilia died at the hospital, but Brian managed to survive even though he was stabbed 6 times in the back. According to Ryan, This man was about 180 centimeters tall, with a large body between 120 kilos, and he had seen their brown color through the holes of our eyes. In addition to all these clues, the killer had written a message on the car door, the date of all the murders, and how they were carried out at 9 o'clock at night on October 11th, 1962, in Siavan neighborhood, and the face of a taxi driver was shot from the area, and a young girl was killed. She heard the sound of gunshots and fighting from behind the window and immediately called the police. According to this young girl, the murder of a white man, approximately 25 to 30 years old, tall, 175 centimeters, glasses with a thick frame, dark hair, and it was pink and white. Next, a police car near them quickly arrives at the scene of the crime, but a mistake in announcing the killer as an African American changed the whole story. They encounter a fat white man with a height of 175 centimeters with a clean shaven figure. All the characteristics of this person matched the police report, but instead of a white man, they were looking for an African born person. They easily lost the biggest opportunity of their life and let it happen, so that Zodiac could simply pass by them and go away. In his next letter that he sent to the newspapers, Zodiac completely points out the irresponsibility of these two policemen in not arresting him, mocking how he lied by looking into their eyes and by his behavior. He teases that his nature caused them to be deceived. In the following, two policemen who had talked with the killer for a considerable time were asked for help in drawing Zodiac's face, and the result was also clearly defined with two other similar and identical photos. But in addition to all this, one point more importantly, there was a bloody fingerprint inside the cab. After this incident, the San Francisco Chronicle received another letter from Zodiac. Inside this letter, there was a piece of the taxi driver's bloody clothes, and in this way, Zodiac was also responsible for this murder. How exciting it can be inside it shocked all the police officials even in the next letters of Zodiac, and sent his bomb plan, an improvised bomb map, to newspapers. The city of recording is not even the least important information about him. The collection and circulation of information happened quickly. On April 20th, 1970, a new letter reached San Francisco Cortical. Zodiac had written his name in this letter, but in encrypted form. The name started like this: the name is an empty space, and below that, every 13 characters and symbols were considered important information, but until the year 1971, Zodiac continued to send ordinary and unimportant letters, and suddenly in the year 1971, the sending of these letters was completely stopped, and this silence continued for 3 years, until in the year 1974, the last Zodiac letter was sent to the newspapers. During these years of silence, he described what he had done, and after that, there was no more news about him. With the advancement of technology, the police managed to extract particles of genetic information from one of the letters, but these information were not enough to prove that he was a murderer. It may be a contradiction, but it still led to the removal of the names of a large number of suspects in this case. Now, if you agree, let's see who has the most potential to be Zodiac. Gary Stewart wrote in his book that he is confident that his father is Zodiac. He wrote in his book called The Most Dangerous. The animal gives reasons why his father is Diaco. His father was completely similar to the photo taken by the two policemen. Even his name was the same as the number of characters in the name in the Zodiac letter. The Zodiac letters match, but all these reasons did not contain the truth. For example, during the research it was found that the manuscript of the age of marriage does not belong to Gary's father, but to the priest who married them in that church. Also, regarding the photo, using from the artificial intelligence and the statements of the survivors of these murders, Zodiac was not at all similar to the face of Gary's father. That is, he even tried to identify his father's DNA with the genetic characteristics discovered in Zodiac's letter, but during the police tests, there was no similarity between them, and the case is here. It was declared closed. Finally, a statement in the newspaper claimed that the police did not intend to investigate this matter and wanted to cover up the matter, and the matter ended here. Dear friends, if you like this video, please like it and share your opinion in the comment below this video so that we can put content that suits your taste on the channel. And in order not to miss the next videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks.